In the world of BLUELOCK, a single choice can shatter the future we know. Canonically, the prodigy Rin Itoshi, guided by his cold obsession, chose France's parasect Gen to perfect his technique. But what if he'd chosen a different battlefield? What if, instead of the logical choice, he was drawn to England to challenge a philosophy that was the polar opposite of his own? What happens when Rin Itoshi's calculating genius is thrown into the roaring fire of Manshine City's demand for raw physical power? Today we dive deep into that alternate timeline, one where Rin Itoshi, not Nagise Shiro, answers the call of master striker Chris Prince. We're going to break down how Rin's presence would forge a terrifying new style of football, but the question is, would it unite the team or tear it apart from the inside? How would his arrival alter the destinies of Chigiri, Reo, and his ultimate rival, Yoichi Isagi? This isn't just a team swap, it's the story of how one decision creates an entirely new apex predator. The moment Rin Itoshi sets foot in the Manshine City facility, the air itself changes. The usual boisterous energy that Chris Prince cultivates instantly evaporates, replaced by a tense, nervous silence. Rin doesn't just walk, he stalks the halls. His eyes scan every player, not as a potential teammate, but as a variable, either a tool to be exploited or an obstacle to be dismantled. How could a team built on hype and physical celebration possibly handle a player who is a black hole of charisma? His first meeting with Chris Prince is a collision of worlds. Prince, the perfect hero, is all dazzling smiles and sculpted muscle, a living billboard for his body revolution. He approaches Rin with his signature flair, reaching out to assess his physique. But where others see a mentor, Rin sees only a puzzle. He takes a half step back, a flicker of disgust in his eyes. He isn't here to be molded, he's here to understand Chris Prince's system, break it down, and ultimately prove its inferiority to his own genius. This cold rejection sends a tremor through the other BLUELOCK transfers. For Chigiri Hyoma, it's a waking nightmare. He came to Manshine to forge a body capable of handling his explosive speed. But how can he focus on his own evolution when he's now sharing a field with a player whose ego is so absolute, it feels like a law of physics? Rin's presence casts a long shadow, making Chigiri's goals feel dangerously fragile. And then there's Reo Mikage. In our timeline, he followed Nagi here, his sole purpose to serve his treasure. In this world, with Nagi and PXG, Reo is utterly lost. A chameleon with no color to mimic, he looks at Rin and sees the exact opposite of a partner. He sees a monument to self-sufficiency, a player who views dependency as a disease. For Reo, it's a brutal awakening. The dream of being one half of a legendary duo is dead. Now, standing before the pinnacle of individual ego, a chilling question arises. If he wants to survive, let alone win, what dream can he possibly build for himself? Initially, Rin's participation in Chris Prince's training is an act of cold, cynical compliance. He performs the muscle-building regimens and stamina drills with mechanical precision. He understands the simple logic. A stronger body leads to more powerful shots and better physical domination. To a mind like Rin's, Prince's philosophy of your body is your weapon is almost primitive. But he cannot deny its brutal effectiveness. But then a shift begins, a terrifying one. Rin stops just following the program and begins to hack it. He takes the raw principles of the body revolution and integrates them into his own footballing intellect. He isn't just building muscle anymore, he's sculpting a bespoke weapon. He analyzes his own body, isolating the exact fibers needed to add another degree of curve to his shots or generate the explosive power to physically challenge a player like Kaiser. Was this Chris Prince's plan all along, or has he accidentally unleashed a monster he can't control? The result is a brand new style of play, Predator Soccer. His old Puppet Master style was about controlling the field with his mind. This is different. This is that same strong game sense fused with overwhelming physical supremacy. He now possesses the speed to not just predict a passing lane, but to intercept it himself. He has the core strength to not just outmaneuver a defender, but to dominate them completely. And most frighteningly, he gains the stamina to sustain his destructive flow state for an entire 90-minute match. He no longer just breaks opponents down mentally. He now grinds them into dust physically. This forces the others into a simple choice: evolve or be devoured. Chigiri watches Rin's monstrous transformation and finds a grim new resolve. To survive on the same pitch, pure speed isn't enough. He has to weaponize it, pushing his newly forged body to unlock a 44-degree Panther snipe, a technique designed to score from an impossible angle while at top speed. Reo, meanwhile, fully embraces his painful independence. Rin's absolute self-reliance is the final proof that his old way was a dead end. He stops searching for a player to complete his game and starts analyzing his own all-rounder stats. His new path becomes clear. He must become the ultimate wildcard. He begins using his chameleon ability not to support but to disrupt, becoming an unpredictable phantom who can destabilize any formation. He is no longer building another's dream. He is forging his own ego from the ashes. The first test for this new Manshine City is against FC Barcha. In the original timeline, it was a close match. The question hung in the air: could Rin's cold, systematic approach handle the joyful, unpredictable chaos of Barcha and Lavinho? The answer comes not as a victory, but as a public execution. From the first whistle, they don't play with Barcha's rhythm. They move with the coordinated deadliness of a hunting pack. At the center of it is Rin Itoshi. He doesn't create chemical reactions, a term that implies partnership. Instead, he generates a gravitational field. The entire match, his own teammates included, bends to his will. He carves a path through the defense, and the new hyper-focused Chigiri instinctively knows to make the run. His golden formula unleashed. Reo is deployed like a scalpel. Rin sees his chameleon ability as a tactical weapon. He draws defenders toward him, creating a vacuum, and simply knows that the new hungry Reo will appear to fill it, copying a top-tier striker's movement to receive a pass he was never meant to get. Rin isn't passing to Reo. He's placing the ball where his calculations dictate Reo must be. The match is a massacre. Lavinho's signature dance-like dribbling is repeatedly neutralized by Rin's analytical defending, now backed by a body that can match his flair with force. Barcha, Barcha's soul, tries to engage Rin, to awaken the monster within. But Rin's monster has no time to play. It only exists to win. The final score is a brutal 3-0. Rin claims a hat trick, with each goal serving as a chilling statement. The first is a sublime long-range curler, pure technique. The second is a display of raw power, holding off two defenders before blasting the ball home. The third is the most devastating. As Barcha enters his own flow, Rin is already there waiting. He enters his own cold, perfect state, mirrors Barcha for a heartbeat, and then dispossesses him with insulting ease before scoring. A message has been sent to the world. Manshine City is now the hunting ground of BLUELOCK's apex predator. The true test: Manshine City versus Bastard München. The world of BLUELOCK holds its breath. The match between Manshine City and Bastard München has become the most anticipated game of the league. It's a battle of kings. On one side, Noble Noah's kingdom of perfect rationality, starring Emperor Michael Kaiser and the ever-evolving Yoichi Isagi. On the other, Chris Prince's new empire of physical perfection, led by the monster Rin Itoshi. The true conflict is clear. Could Isagi's Metavision outsmart Rin's Predator soccer? Isagi's gift is to see the future of the play, but this new Rin doesn't just play on the optimal path. He has the physical power to erase it. His tactical genius, now fused with a world-class physique, allows him to defy predictions, tearing down Isagi's carefully constructed plays before they can even begin. The match becomes a series of brutal collisions. Michael Kaiser, supremely confident in his unstoppable Kaiser impact, finds his moment. As his leg swings, a shadow erupts into his vision. It's Rin. Using the explosive power he honed under Chris Prince, he closes an impossible distance, getting just enough of a touch to send the shot wide. It's not a block, but it's a terrifying message. Your ultimate weapon is no longer absolute. Bastard is forced to adapt, but Manshine's other players have evolved too. Chigiri, now conditioned to Rin's impossible standards, unleashes his golden formula. It's faster and more powerful than ever before. He scores, proving he is no longer just a supporting actor. Not to be outdone, Reo, now a true wild card, sees Kaiser preparing another shot and, in a flash of genius, perfectly copies the preliminary motion to intercept and launch a counterattack. He is no longer a shadow, he is a mirror, weaponizing the genius of others for himself. The climax is inevitable. The score is tied. Isagi enters his deepest flow state yet. He sees it, the final piece, the perfect path to devour Rin and score the winning goal. The ball comes to him, he is about to shoot to finally declare victory over his ultimate rival. But then he sees it, a cold, predatory grin on Rin's face. He wasn't outplayed, he was baited. Rin let Isagi see the winning path. He laid out the perfect piece of cheese for the trap. With a burst of speed that Isagi's Metavision couldn't possibly predict, Rin closes the distance, not just blocking the shot, but cleanly stripping the ball from Isagi's feet. He turns, moves it through the now decimated defense, and scores the winner with a simple, devastatingly calm shot. The whistle blows. Manshine City wins. Rin Itoshi has delivered a complete psychological dismantling of Yoichi Isagi, proving that even with Metavision, his rival was still predictable. Isagi is left on his knees, staring up at a new, more terrifying wall he may never be able to overcome. Rin's choice to join Manshine City didn't just make him stronger, it shattered the power balance of the Neo-Egoist League. He transformed into a terrifying hybrid of tactical genius and raw physical dominance, turning Manshine City into a juggernaut that dismantled opponents with cold, lethal efficiency. The ripple effects are massive. Chigiri and Reo were forced into a faster, more brutal evolution, forging them into far more formidable players. And Yoichi Isagi is now faced with a rival who has defeated him on every conceivable level. But this new reality leaves us with some tantalizing questions. Could this version of Rin Itoshi, this perfect fusion of brain and brawn, actually achieve his ultimate goal of destroying his brother Sei on the world stage? And what fate would have befallen Nagi, the lazy genius stranded in PXG without Reo to guide him? Would he have faded into obscurity or found an entirely new motivation to thrive? Let me know what you think would happen in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into an alternate BLUELOCK timeline, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more what ifs, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, keep your ego